Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Ride 4. And we are waiting for the lights to go out in round 4 of the World Superbike League. Big wheelie off the line there on board the KTM. But we should still be fine as we battle this KTM 1190. Continuing to fight it up into turn 1 as we slowly brake. Oh, there's a carnage already! There's someone down! Carlos Diaz has gone down. That could be the end of his Donington GP already. There's disappointment from the Brazilian, who started 3rd place on the grid as well. Yes, I have finally remembered to take a screenshot so I can keep you up to date on all the bikes and make this a little bit more interesting with the commentary. So we do have Ricardo Tavares Quadros, finished 2nd to last on the grid. Of course, we started at the back. Also joining me on the KTM. A bloody brilliant bike. I had to pick it again. Trying to change it up every now and again. Last time we did the Ducati, so it made sense to jump on board the KTM. And of course I do need those affinity points. Trying to get to the KTM tester group. Need a little bit more, not too much more, but a little bit more. As we slowly enter the S's for the very first time of asking. 13 trips around this Donington GP track. Still rocking the helmet that Fuchs made for me. A bit of a British inspired. Seemed fitting. Oh, carnage ahead! Oh my goodness, there's been another crash. Lucas Sukup, who started 2nd place on the grid on board the MV Agusta F4, has gone down. And that could very well be his Donington GP coming to an end. Early shower for the Czech Republican. But yes, I was going to say, shout out to Fuchs for making that beautiful British helmet. That does in fact have my motto on the side, stay ace. To make a gorgeous move up in the inside of the Brazilian. There's more contact. There's more carnage. Didn't see who that was. Hopefully we can get an update to see who went down into the grass just in a moment's time. But as it stands as yet, I have no idea who that is. As we think about having a move up on the inside of the Canadian, not going to happen here. But definitely thought about it. Do like to overtake there, but it's a bit of a bugger to get right. You have to really get it right to make sure that you don't clip the other rider. Of course, AI goes a little bit slow in that one. As we go around the outside into McLean's. That is absolutely gorgeous. Now, I love to do that move quite often, but it's a difficult one to get right, especially when the AI tends to fight back. Now into Coppice, turn 8, in the rear of Yoko Fujikawa, also on board the KTM 1190 RC8R. As we try and go around the outside, we could potentially go around the outside, but he's going to fight back. That's great stuff there. Oh, he's going to run it wide. Big mistake for Yoko. There's now Charlize Roux. How many times are we going to see him? Her. Charlize, a male or female name? I have no idea as we get forced to pick it up into the Melbourne hairpin. As contact made again with Fujikawa. We're meant to be teammates here, pal. We're both rocking the KTM. KTM being a bloody brilliant bike, and he picks me up again. Bloody hell. Steady on, Fujikawa. Don't know what his vendetta is. We will pass the man in a moment. That's the Asian man. Still not quite. The Japanese man's holding tight. Brilliant stuff. He's defending rather well. Considering it's only lap 3 of 13, you would think this would be the final lap of the way he's defending right now. Defending like Rossi did against Maverick Vinales in Jerez this season. Or last season, should I say now. Hopefully see some MotoGP action this year. Plus, the testing got cancelled, didn't it? Or postponed due to the outbreak. Without saying the dreaded word. Still feinting a move upon Fujikawa. Not sure where we're going to go for it yet. Plenty of time on this track. Plenty of time to fathom out where we want to go. Where we want to attack. 79% on the rear tyre. That is the hard option rear. And on the front we have the medium front. I do tend to be quite aggressive around the tracks, I know. I know where I can really throw it in. I know where I can't do as much. Of course, wow, as Charlize Roux tries to go a little bit too far there. If it goes any further, she's going to need a ticket to get back onto the track. As we now enter the final corner of Goddard's, Lars Bratzorf, the German. He qualified 6th place on board the KTM as well. The KTM fan club, it seems, here in Donington today. I must say, I would like an option to remove all the equal bikes on the Ride 4 career mode. Like if it was an option to give them to all Ducatis, Panigales, I would then run the KTM. That would make it more interesting. it would make it more challenging, because I really don't think I'm going to get my 100%. Oh, beautiful move over the inside of Lars. He didn't see that coming. But I was going to say, I don't think I'm going to get my 150% difficulty that I'm waiting on. It's been quite a while and I've still not had it yet. We go around the outside of another KTM rider, of George Adams. He started 4th and now he's put back to 4th. So stay there, George. Hold on to my 4th place, would you? Because now it's all systems go to attack Osvaldo Pavon and Felix Bishop. Felix Bishop's actually the only one who got the whole shot and was able to stay there. He started 1st place on board the Yamaha YZF R1, and he is remaining in 1st place with a eager Spanish rider coming ahead. He's going for it. He's in the slipstream, and it's just a matter of time before Osvaldo has a little bit of a move. I'm going to say he is Mallorcan for no reason whatsoever. So the Mallorcan is in the slipstream of the Australian. No idea where the Australian's from. Melbourne, perhaps? Sydney? Wherever he can be from. We need to develop a backstory for all these riders. Makes the commentary so much more interesting. Gives me another few words to say, because you can't always say, oh, Bishop, Bishop, Bishop. You'd like to change it to the Australian man. The man from Melbourne. The Australian leading this Grand Prix is going to make a huge mistake into the old hairpin. Bloody hell. Hearts in mouths moments there as we discuss the Australian who's leading this Grand Prix. As Osvaldo Pavon going to have to do his best defensive impression in a minute. Can he do it? Shout out to Osvaldo, the only man on the grid rocking the Aprilia. Now he should be further up the road on board that Aprilia. There's no reason he should be like just lurking in 2nd place. He should be ahead of Felix. We now have 3 different manufacturers on the podium as it stands. Yamaha. I actually let off the pace there just because I thought Osvaldo was going to crash. But thankfully he didn't. So we still have the 3 men giving it everything we have for the podium. Yamaha leading. Now it's a KTM who takes 2nd place and the Aprilia is dropped to 3rd. So how do you like that? Now it's going to get a little bit eager. Who's going to be the latest on the brakes? Well, the last of the late breakers coming around the outside. 4 still lifted up a little bit by Bishop. And now it is time to attack. Bishop, good exit speed from him there. We didn't get quite the same exit. Was careful of not lifting up the rear. The front, rather. As Felix Bishop, a little bit out of shape into Redgate. It's only a matter of time now. 20 past 4 here in Donington GP. Any moment now we're going to go for a lunge, perhaps. Not quite there, as we're 32 thousandths of a second down on our fastest lap of the race, which is pretty good considering we're in pursuit of a victory here. Now, if I was just running some hot laps, then that'd be decent, but right now we're all over the back of the Australians. We attempt to go around the outside, we feinted it. Oh, Bishop almost crashed. Never mind the lap time, it's now 7 tenths slower. And Osvaldo Pavon's coming. He's only 2 tenths behind. Can he strike back? I don't think so, because we are lethal on the brakes going into the S's, as Felix Bishop excellently done there defending against a very eager DrAce. Now into the 2nd to final corner. Contact made there into the Melbourne hairpin. Thankfully Osvaldo doesn't try a kamikaze lunge. It usually happens where they just bop up the inside and catch you off guard. You have to be very careful, you have to be always aware of a would-be attacker as we go around the outside of Bishop, and I don't think he's going to be able to contend with the speed from now on. It's already a 4 tenths of a second gap. Let's see what we can do. Can we break the resolve of the Australian? Or can he fight back? Can he deny me the home cooking? Home cooking, I think, gets brought up every time I do this video. But home cooking, there it is. Oh, big mistake on the rumble strips. Now it is time to absolutely just go for it. Let's see if we can break him. Why not let it fly? Turn 5, navigated pretty nicely so far. Keep hooking it in for turn 6. Get ready to break then from the cleans for turn 7. Difficult corner to get right, but if you get it right, you save so much time. You really do. Already up by, wow, 1.8 seconds. The gap is just increasing. My lap time is going to get faster and faster. So I do apologise, Felix Bishop, but you are not going to be able to contend with this pace, surely. As we navigate the S's with precision there. And it's now 1.2 seconds quicker on this lap than we have been all the way through, as we run it wide into the Melbourne hairpin. Of course, no one is going to be able to dive over the inside, not when you're 3 seconds behind. But nonetheless, the onslaught of the fast laps is going to begin on lap 8 of 13. A dominating performance this could be, as we set the fast lap of the race of a 1:27.094. 1.1 seconds quicker than the previous lap time, which was the fastest of a... Didn't even see what the lap time was, but it was fast. Well, not this fast. But can we continue? Can we make this even quicker? Let's give it everything we've got now. Careful not to touch the rumble strips, because it was very close last time. A little bit touch and go on the rumble strips in Donington. Some tracks have magnificent rumble strips, like Kyle Army. And then some tracks just have horrendous, absolutely awful rumble strips you do not want to touch. And as I say that, I went right on the rumble strips. Typical. So we now brake up the hill for Coppice. A little bit on the rumble strip there, but that's okay. Again on the rumble strip, but those are alright. The rumble strips, I would say, are not too bad towards the end of the track, but at the beginning of the track you have to be very careful. They're a bit bouncy. We run it a little bit wide into the S's, but salvaged. Not too bad so far. So of course this video was done before the update came out. I'm just recording the voiceover and uploading it, etc. So I can't give you more feedback regarding the update, but I will be doing more features and looking into it a little bit further. But as I say, since the update and the free DLC, I've not really noticed anything different. Just a few minor changes here and there, but I think on the endurance race I've seen that it now shows every single tyre for every single person on the track. But other than that, that's it. I didn't see much else regarding the update. That was another fast lap, by the way, but it wasn't. Was it the fastest lap? I didn't even see. I wasn't even paying attention. Too busy looking at notes. Started to take notes, actually. Well, not started, but I've started to look at them more often. So keep this interesting of all the points I wanted to discuss. Of course, if you have any requests, be sure to let me know in the comments section down below. Always eager to hear from you guys and hear your opinions and feedback. So a quick shout out to Ashwin Koshti, who has started to do really well on Brands Hatch. Shout out to you, my friend. And he has mentioned regarding a time trial with the Yamaha R6 on Brands Hatch. And if you've been a fan of the channel for a while, I actually did start it off on the Yamaha R6 in Brands Hatch. I think it was part of the video I did for the video review. So keep an eye out for a time trial on Brands Hatch coming soon on the Yamaha R6. Of course, as always, if you have any requests, let me know, just like Ashwin did. Because it's always cool to set up a challenge, because of course the other day I set up a challenge with Cybergasty, who managed to beat my time in Phillip Island, so excellently done to you. I don't know if I've fought back and beaten that yet, but if I have, then there'll be a video on it already, and this will be talking in the past or future, however it goes. Also, furthermore, just a quick shout out to Whizbang. Contacts me on Twitter with an absolutely hilarious glitch on the Kawasaki Ninja. No idea what happens and why it happens, but literally he starts the session and just gets rocketed into oblivion, with the bike pirouetting and dancing and spinning. It's quite hilarious. But also, if you do follow me on social media, let me know. Or if you don't follow me on social media, check me out on there and we can continue our conversation when we're not on YouTube. That's the best way to contact me if you needed to. Of course, I did a poll on Twitter just a few days ago, and literally not many of you, I think one person commented for MXGP 20 Mondays. So MXGP 20 Mondays are going to be a thing because the poll dictates to that, and that said yes. Of course, I want to get to 1,000 subscribers actually on YouTube, and you guys are doing a fantastic job of supporting me and helping me out. But it does have a community tab, and when you get to 1,000 subscribers, you get the community tab, and you can post things like polls, images, and etc. So I really want to get that so I can keep you up to date on what videos are coming up. Let me know if that's something you're interested in, because I know everyone doesn't have social media, but if you have YouTube, of course that's the only way you can watch me. You will be able to interact with me on there in some community posts. I can give you some feedback, or you can request things on those sort of community tabs. So the hunt and the ride, we're on the ride, yeah, get that pun? We're on the ride and the journey, the odyssey to 1,000 subscribers. I'm sure it'll happen sooner rather than later with your guys' fantastic support, as we have a absolutely massive lead on Felix Bishop now. There's not been much to commentate on now. I went into the old metronome zone to continue to push forward to try and get the fastest lap. Not always beating the lap time, as you can hear actually in the background. That horrible glitch for some reason where it sounds like you're running on the rumble strips or you're running on gravel. Best way to clear that is to jump on a rumble strip and it'll fix it straight away. So if you are mid-race and that happens to you, rumble strip it and you'll be absolutely fine. Remember when that first started, you would restart a session and that was all the thing you could hear? MXGP 2020's career mode is the exact same thing. Once you finish a race and you exit back to the main menu, you can hear like a constant sort of noise in the background. It's so annoying. So if you do a career mode race, you have to then exit the entire game, load it back up again and to continue because of that annoying noise. Penultimate lap. Your top 12 as stands is DrAce, Felix Bishop, Osvaldo Pavon, Lucas Sukup, George Adams and Lars Bratsov is your top 6. Shout out to Lars Bratsov for finishing where he qualified. That is a 0 up or down movement. Consistent, you can't fault that. There's nothing wrong with consistency. As the lights are beginning to illuminate and the night time is beginning to fall, I don't think that's going to change anything here in Donington Park. Probably one of my most favourite tracks of all time. Absolutely adore this track. And I don't think it's going to be ending in tears here. And if it did, then, well, it's certainly going to be a surprise for someone. As we round out the last couple of corners for lap 12 into the S's. Now, for the S's, there's a little bit of a tip for you. You can actually go full rear brake or just gear down to maybe first gear or something. I tend to do both. Rear brake and then make sure we're into first gear. I do find actually if you're looking for faster lap times, downshift. Definitely do the downshift yourself. I'm even finding that in MXGP 2020 that downshifting yourself, if you use semi-automatic that is a big help for slowing the bike down. And I guess with engine brake on 2 or 3, whatever you choose, mine being on 2, downshifting myself is a little bit easier than allowing the game to do it. I do run semi-automatic on the gears. I'm not very good when it comes to the manual gears upshifting. Now the downshifting I have no problem with, but the upshifting I don't tend to find I do very well. So I do run semi-automatic. For some reason there's a little bit of a, how do I say this? There is a little bit of a stigma attached for someone who doesn't use semi-automatic gears. The usual stigma and the usual idea and the concept is that, oh, manual gears you can never get world record times, manual gears you can never do very well, manual gears you're cheating, whatever. I tend to use semi-automatic because it's just so much more fun for me to use. It's something less for me to worry about, and I'm usually trying to concentrate on content, and if I'm playing the game at the same time, effectively, I like to make sure I can still commentate with interest rather than concentrating on the gears and being silent, because there's no point in being silent as we get a massive wheelie as we're really rubbing it into the crowd now. But for some reason people believe you cannot be good at this game without manual gears. They're wrong. I've had a few world records from semi-automatic, so don't worry and don't fear. However you play this game is entirely up to you. And together we're going to wheelie across the line as all victorious once again. So guys, as always, this has been another terrific DrAce video. I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to make sure you get all of my updates. Of course, I upload every single day, so be a shame if you missed something by not having that ticked. But upon that note, thank you very much for watching as always, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.